America. Let's get this money.
What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy. Happy Monday, you suckers. Happy Monday to you. As you know, or you should know, on Mondays it's Motivation Monday. So, if you're watching Facebook, right below is a link to today's motivational video, and it's by Kevin Hart. If you are a YouTube subscriber, then it should be somewhere up here. So, the whole video, the theme of the video, or the title of the video is It Takes Time by Kevin Hart. And I thought that this would be something that I should point out for you, or those of you who follow me, because I don't think people understand how important time is. If you're a person who's striving to do things, and I'm hoping you are, if you're somebody that's tuning into my episodes for the motivation, then I'm assuming you are, okay? When you do your research, you do your reading, you should come across the phrase that time is the most valuable asset. Time is worth more than money because it takes time to make money, right? And they say that money is time. But I think that that's just basically saying that it's an asset like money. And then I have my views on money and all that anyway. That's something else. But when it comes down to it, time is the most valuable asset that you have. Everybody has the same 24 hours. And what the whole point of this video is to basically tell you that you should be using your time wisely. You know, I like how the video started off, and of course you gotta watch it, but it started off and he started talking about how the sun always comes up, and then at night the moon is always there. Because it's true. These are constants. It doesn't matter where you are. Now, there's some dum-dum that's gonna be trying to call me out. And the whole thing is, yeah, you can be in, say, Alaska, and they have 6 months of daylight, 6 months at night, but the whole premise is everybody has the same amount of time. And even if you lived in those times, you would come to grips with the fact that you do have to get up even if the sun is out. You do have to go to bed even if the sun is out, because it's not about that. It's about your body being in tune with that, okay? So, without going any further than that, I had some notes here that I definitely wanted to touch up on with you. So let me see. Everyone has 24 hours. Time is your most valuable asset. He said in there, he says, keep your circle tight. He said, keep your circle tight. And I wanted to build on that real quick, because it's still motivational. Cookie and I have gone through a transformation recently. I'd say within the last week. It actually started before then, but this last week we honed in on it. So we're looking at a lot of motivational things, and we're looking at ways to make money. And now what makes it different is now we're starting to act on it. But we're acting on it in a way that we've chosen some categories to make money in, and now we're doing our research, we're getting education, we're subscribing to courses, free and paid. And it's funny because education doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And I've said this before in the show that when it comes to you being out of school, you're still learning, but the only way that you learn is by making mistakes. So in the case of us, we're trying to get into businesses and investing and things like that, which requires education, okay? But you also have to make mistakes. And what you'll hear a lot of times is, I ain't got time for that. You know, remember when that lady said that, and that just still to this day is being used? Ain't nobody got time for that. You better make time for something, okay? If you're trying to get somewhere in life and you're trying to get further than you are right now, then you got to make time.
Well, I got a job. I ain't got no time for that.
Okay. Well, you know, you still have 24 hours like the other people. So why don't you get up a little earlier? This goes back to the morning ritual show that I had, right? This goes back to that. Grant Cardone talking about one of his goals is to beat the sun up. He wants to get up before the sun. He figures that to be an accomplishment. And I think that makes a whole lot of sense. So even in, I won't even break that down, but if you want something bad enough, I have this thing called the $1 million theory, right? Might have talked about it before, but if not, this is the first time you've heard it, I'll break it down. So the $1 million theory says that if you want something bad enough, it's like you trying to get $1 million, all right? So if someone told you, and you lived in New York, okay, we can all relate to that. You live in New York, and you had to be in California so that you can pick up a $1 million bag, a bag with hundreds, dollars, 20s, 50s, but there's $1 million in this bag for you. You will find whatever it takes. You will do whatever it takes if you're money driven. Let me put that out there. Sidebar that. You do whatever it takes to get to that money. You'll borrow money from somebody to get on a plane. You'll hijack your ass over there. You'll take time to walk if all you had to do is be there. That's it. You know, it didn't say be there at a certain amount of time. Just get here. You'll get $1 million. You'll do whatever it takes. Let me give you a stronger point. A guy named Dan Pena. Dan Pena is a guy who teaches billionaires to be billionaires or millionaires to be billionaires. But in his lifetime, he said there's 25 billionaires that he's taught. One of the videos that I watched of him in one of his courses, he said, how bad do you want it? And this man screams at people and everything if you do decide to look him up. So just be prepared. If you look up Dan Pena, if you look him up, and you look at any of his stuff, he even has TikToks, and you look at any of his stuff, he is screaming and yelling and all that to the people that's there to learn from him. And there's a reason behind it. But one of the things he said is, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Do you have a child? He pointed to a guy. You have a child? You have a son? Okay. So I walk up to your son and I have him in front of you and I say to you, you give me $20,000 or I'll shoot this kid in the head. Your brain will go into such an overdrive to get whatever it takes, get that $20,000 because this is your loved one. You care about this one. There's meaning there. There's value. Something that me and Cookie have been. That word value means so much. But there's value there. You love this person. This is your offspring. You understand what I mean? It's the same as the $1 million theory. It's a matter of what do you value? What do you put your value into? You understand what I'm saying? So if you can, I'll go a step further. Have you ever been at a point where you've been broke and you're down to your last $20? Say you're in between jobs, all right? Say that you're in between some kind of income source, which puts you at this point where you have this last $20. Your check's coming Friday, your check's coming in 2 weeks. One of them kind of situations. Have you ever took that $20 and made it work? Yes, you have. Have you ever took that $10 and made it work? Yes, you have. Whatever amount, put it here. You have done this before. So imagine if you lived your life like that. Meanwhile, you had an income coming in. You had some source of something coming in, right? And you made that work. Do you imagine how much money you would have? And money is freedom, okay? Money is freedom. That's basically all I'm saying. That was the whole point of all this, is just to motivate you to think about your time. Everybody has the same amount of time in their repertoire. We all do. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Grant Cardone, Dan Lok, Dean Graziosi, I think I'm saying it right, Tom Robbins, all these people who make this money have the same amount of time that you do. What are they doing with their time that's different than you? Something to think about. Y'all know what to do. Later. Now wait a minute. I meant to touch on this really quick. The contest is on until Friday. If you seen my show last Friday, I had a contest. I asked 3 questions. So far, people have been putting in. I just want you to know. There's a chance you can win. There have been a few people that have answered this question. There's been a few people. The contest winners will be announced on Friday's show. That's all I'm gonna say. Get in there now. DM me. Go here. Which would probably be better because I'm gonna tell you right now. Somebody actually DM'd me on YouTube. All right, because I told you I'm on YouTube too. Somebody put the answers on YouTube. I'm not gonna say they got all of the answers. All I'm gonna say is that it took me time because I had to respond to the comment, and I was gonna say, well, this is right, this is wrong. Then I realized anybody can piggyback off that. So if you decide to answer below, that's cool. I told you to go to this email here. You answered. Someone did. People are doing it. But if you answer below, I'm just gonna say, hey, good answer. I'm not gonna tell you if it's right or wrong. All right. But the winners will be announced. The winner will be announced on Friday. Oh, and by the way, I was actually corrected on one of the questions. I had said that Felicia Rashad's older sister. Turns out that Felicia Rashad is the Felicia Rashad is the older sister. So if that messed you up, I do apologize. But if you later.